Good afternoon, everyone, and warmly welcome to this press conference. We will first get the statements of Finnish and Latvian Prime Ministers about their discussions, and then we take a few questions. Prime Minister Marin, please.
Thank you, and thank you everybody for being here. Prime Minister Karinš, thank you for visiting Helsinki, and thank you for the excellent discussion we had today. The Nordic and Baltic countries are Finland's closest neighbors and key partners. Therefore, it is good that we have these bilateral talks to see how we can cooperate more closely, not only between our two countries, but also in regional affairs and in the European Union. I note with pleasure that energy cooperation between our countries is close. The start of the regional gas market between Finland, Latvia and Estonia in the beginning of 2020 has been a success. The Baltic Sea region is of utmost importance for Finland in many ways, in foreign and security policy, trade and growth, and environmental protection. The Baltic Sea and its maritime environment are vitally important for both of our countries and highlighted in our government's program. The intensified Baltic Sea and water protection program will be continued. The impact of agriculture on waters will be reduced and measures taken to preserve biodiversity. There are big challenges and we can really succeed only by a cooperation among all Baltic Sea countries. I was pleased to raise with Prime Minister Karinš many current EU issues like the multi-annual financial framework, MFF, Green Deal and EU's new relationship with the UK, and to hear Karin's views on the EU's development. We are both looking forward to next week's European Council meeting where we will be discussing the MFF. We hope for successful discussion on financing the EU's programs in the coming 7 years, also because we need EU's joint policy for making a just transition to a low-carbon economy. I look forward to continuing good cooperation with Latvia and other like-minded countries to promote EU's new growth strategy based on climate neutrality, digitalization and circular economy. So thank you very much for being here.
Please.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister Marin. It's very hard for me to say anything now. And it was just like at our meeting, because the topics you raise are the same topics I am raising. And it's wonderful to come as a friend to a friend and to look for ways how we can strengthen that friendship. And between Latvia and Finland and the Baltics and the Nordics, we have many issues that unite us. As a matter of fact, they almost all. So on a political level, there is a great cooperation. There is a huge common approach to the climate. So we stand here today in the middle of February in Helsinki, and by all accounts, it's a nice spring day by the weather. The sun was just shining, and it's not cold at all, which means it's a reminder that the climate change is an issue we need to address. And our economies and our common approach to this is the way that we have to move things forward. And the climate issues and the good political relations are also a tremendous opportunity for better economic cooperation. Because when we are also moving the climate agenda in Europe forward, we're also giving very clear signals to our companies that it is a sure thing to invest in renewables, it is a sure thing to invest in energy savings technologies, because there is a guaranteed 500 million person market for these. In Europe, it's very important that we stay as leaders. Within Europe, it's important that the Nordics and the Baltics stay as regional leaders. Both of our countries are currently around 40% renewable energy. You have a very ambitious goal to attain neutrality in a very short amount of time. It'll take us a little bit longer, but we're heading in exactly the same direction. And the opportunity that I had to speak with you about all of these issues and to strengthen our points of commonality, I have to thank you very much to a wonderful hospitality and a wonderful conversation, and to look forward, of course, that we move on next week into the MFF talks. These will be challenging for everyone involved, and I think we both certainly share the same goal. If we need resolution, we need clarity. And maybe we attain it next week, maybe it takes us a little longer, but I'm sure that we'll be both working shoulder to shoulder to find the best solution for everyone involved.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have any questions? Please, could you kindly introduce yourself first?
Thank you. Claudius Techno, German TV, ARD. As you know, Germany is phasing out nuclear energy. In Finland, you're going to have, the question will be for both prime ministers. In Finland, you're going to have running a new nuclear power plant next year. A second one is in the pipeline, has already passed the planning phase. So are we going to see a comeback of nuclear energy in Europe, or would it be necessary, in your opinion?
If I may start, of course, nuclear energy is part of our energy palette, but we need to move, of course, also to the renewables. And actually, if you look at the electricity market, renewable energy is the cheapest one that we have. So we also need to build a lot more renewables, and we need to do this because we need also to electrify our society as a whole, and our companies and our industry as well. So we need energy palette that is diversified, but in Finland, nuclear energy is a part of this.
From my side, I'm convinced that the energy mix is an issue that every country needs to address itself. So there are various views on nuclear energy. In some societies in Europe, it's viewed as a good form of energy. In other societies and countries, they want to move away. This has to be a nation-by-nation approach and should not be a top-down decision. But what is important is that throughout Europe, we move towards increasing market forces, opening up borders, increasing interconnections, and increasing competition. Because for any consumer, whether it's a household or whether it's a business, prices are most stable and the lowest when there's maximal amount of competition from potentially numerous sources. So in Latvia, we don't have any nuclear energy, and we're not planning on having any. We don't have any coal in our energy system as well, and we're certainly not planning on introducing that. We have lots of renewables, and we are planning on increasing the renewables. We also have one of the highest interconnectivity rates in Europe, and in our electricity grid are fully integrated into the Nord Pool market, which is the most liquid market of electricity in Europe, and I think is a template for the rest of Europe to follow. So open markets, open borders, and individual choice. I think these are this is the ingredients how we have to move forward.
Okay, any further questions? No? Then thank you for the Prime Ministers. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.